What's going on, cousins? It's me, your boy AJ Red, and I'm back again with another episode of the AJ Red Show. Today's topic is going to include, Patti Labelle down there at the BET Awards fucking up the Tina Turner tribute. Jaden Smith talking about his mama introducing the family to psychedelics and all that shit. A couple of other things as well, just to let y'all know. But anyway, y'all come on over here and have a seat and let's discuss this shit. It's the AJ Red Show, starring me, AJ Red. Look, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Y'all ready to get into this next topic? Let's go. Well, what's going on, cousins? It's me, your boy, your friend, your homie, your cousin, your neighbor, maybe even your coworker if we fuck with each other like that. Because I got to be a willing participant too. And sometimes I'm just not willing to fuck with certain people. Willow. Speaking of Willow, talking about the Smiths, we're going to discuss that shit later. But anyway, I'm back again with another episode of the AJ Red Show. If this is your first video, please go ahead now and hit that subscribe button so you'll know when I post these videos and when I go live. And also, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. That's the like button. That helps your boy out a lot. Also, please share these videos with somebody. Share them with a motherfucker you know. Share them with a motherfucker you don't know. Always. Always share these videos. But listen. Before I get into tonight's tonight, I'm talking about tonight because I usually record at night. Today's topic, let me address some shit. Listen, I'm a little disheveled because I'm trying to keep myself composed because it's, as you all know, I read your comments. So when you all comment down below, it may take me some time to get to it, but I do read the comments and I do my best to respond to them because I want to be one-on-one. I want to talk to you guys and see how you guys feel about it and respond to your comments when you drop down in the comment section of the videos. But before I got on, maybe about an hour ago, I saw somebody got in the comment section, and it was like 10 days ago, and they responded to the little scrappy video I did. And basically was telling me, you don't even know what you're talking about the man business and all that. You need to do your research and all this, yada, 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 this and that and the third. Very disrespectful they was going off in the comment section, right? So me personally, when I read the shit, I had just, woke up and I was like, okay, let me go through and read and, respond to some of the comments because I'm behind. When I wrote up on this motherfucker, I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm saying to myself, okay, I read the comment, and it immediately put me in a fucked up mood, and I was like, okay, well, I can't be in that energy all day. I can't set the tone for that day for one motherfucker that's sitting around in the comment section hating on some shit that shouldn't be. But I did go off on a motherfucker in the comment section. And I really don't give a fuck. Now that I think about it later on, I was like, should I go back and apologize and make amends? I thought about it, fuck no. I don't give a fuck. Don't get up on here trying to tell me, oh, when you talking about somebody and you don't know their business and yada, yada, yada. Motherfucker, you talk about people every motherfucking day that you don't know their fucking business, but yet you got your motherfucking mouth on it. I welcome the comment section to be very open. I want to hear what you guys have to say, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be motherfucking disrespected. I mean, especially from somebody that's sitting around that don't have a fucking YouTube page or a channel. So my whole thing, at least have a fucking channel to come with, or do some of your fucking own instead of sitting around trying to tell somebody else what the fuck they ought to be doing or not doing. My grandmother always said there's always a motherfucker up in the church telling somebody how to play their role better, but yet they sitting in the motherfucking congregation. You sitting in a fucking congregation. So how you gonna sit around and have your pimp name slick back looking ass telling me how to fuck to run my motherfucking shit up over here when I'm at least stepping out and stepping up and doing something? This shit is commentary. It's for entertainment purposes. I don't know all their fucking business. Just like you don't know all their motherfucking business. But who the fuck are you to get in the comment section and try to tell me how to run my fucking mouth or how to operate my page that I had the balls to start and you didn't? That I have the motherfucking balls to get my nervous ass on this motherfucker every day and still go down these motherfucking topics? I sit down and I actually look at this shit. When I go over topics, I look over shit, especially if it's somebody I don't know all that well or a topic I do not know all that well. I want to be as factual as possible. That is my goal every time I get on here and talk about some shit. So there are going to be some facts in here, but motherfuckers, a lot of it is my motherfucking opinion about the fucking facts. It's what most YouTubers do. Because unless they have close ties with a person or a business, you know, that they're discussing or talking about in that particular video, they pretty much giving you their motherfucking opinion on what they heard in the fucking streets and what they heard on social media. And what they probably heard some of the other YouTubers say. All the shit ain't factual. Everything you see in the motherfucker's life you watching on TV ain't factual either. So don't get up on this motherfucker trying to read me for what the fuck I'm doing. Get you somewhere and sit down and have your several motherfucking seats. What you can do is come your ass over here and have a cup of coffee this early in the fucking morning. I got to read your silly ass. And we can get along and let bygones be bygones and move on with the fucking show. But I don't need no pimple, popper, pepperoni looking motherfuckers getting up in my comments telling me what the fuck to do with my shit and how to talk about it. That's why the fuck I created this page, so I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Oh, I was letting y'all see my new logo and shit. I was trying to, I said I was gonna get up on here and be all upset and all that shit there, but I get irritated and nervous when I get upset. But I gotta get my wits about myself, like the pastor said before they pass the collection plate, because they don't want you shouting and shit and throwing $1 in the bucket instead of that 20 you intended to throw in the bucket, or that he thought you was gonna throw in the bucket. That kind of deal. But I had to say that I'm not a confrontational person. I get on here, I promote positivity, but I just talk about different topics and I give my opinion. That's what the fuck it is. That's what the fuck it's gonna be. That's what the fuck I'm building part of my brand off of. That's just it. And I'm just gonna start being a real motherfucker. I'm not gonna sit around here holding baby gloves with grown motherfuckers sitting around here trying to read me on my motherfucking page. If you don't like what the fuck I have to say, swipe to another page. I don't give a fuck. At this point, there's enough people out here I feel as though that support me and love me enough. And will continue to. And there will be more. I'm just not your cup of tea. That's all it is. There's plenty of cousins out there that love what I do. They talk about it in the comments every fucking day. I'm jonesing with a lot of them every day in the comment section. And we have a good time. So why the fuck you gotta come over here with your silly ass and try to fuck up the vibe? It ain't gonna work. But I did give a smidgen of a read. That was a smidget of a read. Anyway, beyond all that shit, because I'm 6 minutes in now, and I'm still working on somebody. They don't even motherfucking, I ain't gonna say they don't mean nothing, but at the same time, their opinion of what I got going on don't mean shit over here. But anyway, how y'all doing? How y'all mamas doing, cousin? Tonight's topics, like I said, just was a few things that I wanted to discuss and fucking talk about that I was scrolling through while I was on my 9 to 5, sitting down there, you know, working to pay the goddamn bills, and was just seeing running across the headlines. And one of the things I wanted to start off and talk about was Patti LaBelle at the BET Awards, doing the Tina Turner tribute. Now look, if y'all watch the BET Awards, I didn't. I don't really watch too much TV nowadays. Like I said, I watch particular shows and that be it. But I probably go back on there and take a look at it. But this, I give my opinion on. It's not all factual. But what I saw was Patti LaBelle doing a tribute to Tina Turner. And it was one of Tina Turner's hit songs, which R.I.P. to Tina Turner, who is now gone. That's why the tribute was the fuck out. They give you the tribute when she did, most of the times anyway. But Patti LaBelle was doing the song, you know, simply the best. Better than all the rest. That song. So, somewhere in there, Patti with the bullshit about, I can't see the prompter, I can't see the words. Now, last time, if y'all seen when she was with this bullshit, it was doing a Christmas song. Now, Hang Low the Mistletoe, or whatever the fuck the song was, I think it was, you know, she was doing that record. And she kept blaming the shit on the background singer, but looked like to me the background singer was doing their part. Even if they wasn't, your job was to know the motherfucking words and sing the motherfucking song. Now, let me tell you, I performed plenty of places. I've been in music for a while now, aside to this, and other things that I love to do. And I can tell you with performing, even sometimes at the last minute, unless they know you very well and that unless you bring your own music, or they know that if they give you a song that you'll learn that motherfucker because that's what you're getting paid for, they send that music ahead of time. When they book you, they send the music and everything ahead of time if it's not anything of yours, right? So for tributes and shit like that, if it's something they want you to sing that's from their catalog or somebody else's or the person that you're singing a tribute to or whatever or for, they sing you that music ahead of time. So that tells me that Patti been got this motherfucking music. If she ain't already known Tina Turner for all these years, although Tina Turner was a little bit older than Patti, she should have known Tina Turner in most of these songs. And with having the song already picked for her, she should have known the motherfucking words. Fuck that prompter. When I watched it, it looked like Patti LaBelle was having a bad karaoke night. And it looked very fucked up. It looked very unprofessional. And like, for an icon, a legend like Patti LaBelle, it looked very unprofessional and it looked bad. It looked really bad. And to have an excuse to say that she couldn't see the prompter or the words, you should have already memorized those words. Now, if Patti is to a point now that Patti can't remember the words, as much as I love Patti, because let me tell you, I love me some Patti LaBelle. I love everything she's made, damn near. And everything she's been in and on, as you know, being an actor and a singer. But this looked fucking horrible. I felt like at some point Ike was gonna walk out on stage and smack the fuck out Patti and tell her to shake the fuck off and sing the song right, get her shit together. But as we know, Ike went on a long while ago. But I know that the spirit of Ike was on stage probably slapping the fuck out of Patti. That's probably why she couldn't see that prompter. But even in my opinion as a singer, my thing is, you have reign over this stage. You have reign over the band. You have a live band behind you. They're not playing the music from house sound. You have a live band. So I felt like at that point, even though it would have taken a couple of minutes away from the show and your performance, I feel like Patti should have maybe pulled back and just cut that motherfucking song and told the band to hold it. And she just do either, if she had to, a cappella, "You Are My Friend," you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Or "When You've Been Blessed," or something like that. You know, that rendition, depending on how many minutes she had, she should have put those two together and made that medley and did that and got the fuck off the stage. And at least she could have said that she saved her career. Well, her career is pretty much solid. But at least she could have said that night, doing a tribute to an icon that big, that's been out pretty much before her, you know, I didn't look like a goddamn fool over here to YouTube or on TikTok and all this other shit and Instagram or whatever have you. But that snippet they had, she fucked up the words every which way you possibly could. And I honestly think she should have made a presidential decision, an executive decision, and say, you know, fuck it. I'm going to go on into my own shit. The band either follow me or I can do this a cappella. I've been doing this long enough to know how to do it, so she should have ran that route. But the people are tearing Patti ass up. Y'all leave Aunt Patti alone. Y'all be sure to go out there and support them pies, because I know y'all probably ate them son of a bitches to death since they done been out. Because I see one look like on everybody's table at Thanksgiving time or Christmas. Oh yeah, y'all still fucking them up. But anyway, y'all leave Aunt Patti alone. Moving on to the next topic. Everybody's popping off and losing their motherfucking mind about this situation about Angela Bassett being given an honorary Oscar. Now, I watched some snippets again, read some news articles, you know, read some literature and shit like that surrounding the topic. And let's say part of me agrees. 50% of me agrees. I agree that in the world of I think it's called thespians, actors, Angela Bassett is one of my favorite motherfucking actors. She is one of my very, very favorite actors. Always have been, always will be. And I began to love her in What's Love Got to Do With It. And that was I fell in love with her ever since then. I've been riding the Angela Bassett train. She has done no wrong. I don't think in my mind she can probably do anything wrong to make me dislike her. But I say she's a phenomenal actor. Waiting to Exhale. I watched Waiting to Exhale a couple of fucking days ago and watched her in that. And, you know, it just reminded me again of what an awesome actor she is, an actress. And yes, she's very deserving of not no fucking honorary Oscar. I wouldn't even come out there for that motherfucking bullshit. She's worthy of an Oscar. If you're going to put her in that category, give her the motherfucking statue like you give some of the all the rest of the other motherfuckers of a different pigmentation. Let me say that because my point of view on this, I've always said, and the other part of me goes to this side. I've always said, when I watch, I don't even watch the motherfucking Oscars. I hear people say, oh, you watch the Oscars? Fuck no, I ain't watch that shit. For what? And then I hear so many cages being rattled, you know, per the news, per the headlines, per YouTube, per social media, how a black actress or actor didn't get the Oscar over another white actor or actress. And then now the headlines are blowing, oh, they should have gave it to her. No. My thing is, I wish as a people we could come together and unify to make our own shit. And that means something as big as the Oscars, making our own shit. We have enough billionaires and millionaires that are African American that can support and help build a foundation to where there's nothing but, I'm not gonna say nothing but at least more diversity, you know, with these awards when it comes to the acting and stuff like that. But I know it's all being controlled by Hollywood, but fuck that, y'all up there, some of y'all the big wigs in Hollywood, y'all can make that motherfucking shit happen. I always say we need to build our own. We always asking to be having a seat at somebody else's motherfucking table. We always asking asking for a seat at somebody else's table. And part of what I'm doing now, my platform with YouTube, I'm not asking anybody for a seat at their table. Now, if I'm invited, and the table that I'm invited to has integrity, has respect for me and what I do, and we can all have that across the board, I'll welcome, you know, eating at that table. But I'm never going to forsake my own table that I'm building and that I will build. If we get that mindset together as a people, you know how fucking phenomenal that would be? But it just seemed like black folk are so much like crab in the bucket mentality that we can't even stand together united to build something for ourselves, even with the ones at the top. And it seemed like more so that the ones at the top they already have a seat at that table. They have the status, they have the elite status that they so seek, and they're still chasing more and leaving all the others behind. Just like when it came for freedom for the slaves. You know, the ones that went up north were supposed to make a good life and figure things out real quick and come back for the other ones that didn't get out. But they left their ass there. And that's just pretty much how it holds true to this day. That with black people, African American, Afro American, whatever the fuck you want to be called, darker pigmented people, black people, we cannot stand together as united front, because I feel like the Oscars, Steve Harvey did a good job with the Hoodie Awards for a while. That was fun. I don't know what happened to that. It was very fun. It seemed like, and it was the Hoodie Awards, and I'd rather it had not been that name, but that was a good start to have something in those reigns of our own. And it was funny. It was so fucking funny, and it was so good. I don't know what happened to it, but we need more structures like that. And we need them in the elite status to say when we get these awards or these, you know, all this stuff, that it means something. In our society, we have to make things mean something to ourselves. Instead of saying, okay, ooh, it's so shiny. That's what they built for us, and that's the goal I want to attain. Instead of saying, build your own goal you want to attain, build your own table. And once you have that table, you can stack motherfuckers on top of that or underneath you and build. You can give them the advice that they need. You can honor your own people in your own way, on your own platform. So that's why I always say, sometimes I never feel bad when it comes to them people saying that, Angela Bassett didn't get an Oscar. She got nominated. It's always nominated, but never really getting. Because when a black person gets an Oscar, everybody loses their shit. It's all, now that is also all over social media as well. But my whole thing is, you have to have something for yourself. And if you're always looking at what the next man got and trying to get to that goal, to have what they have, to make yourself mean something, you're going to have a void for the rest of your life. Because now, what are you chasing after? Something that somebody else built. And they don't even want you to have it. So I think, you know, the Tyler Perrys, the Oprah Winfrey's, the Spike Lee's, the Jay-Z and Beyonce's, all of those people, the Rihanna's, all those people that are million or billionaire status of some pigmentation of color should get together and build a platform as such and make it so diverse to where it outshines the Oscars and everything else. That's just my whole thing on it. Now y'all can drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about it. Whether y'all think she deserves the Oscar, whether y'all think it's some fuck shit that they gave her honorary Oscar. Because honorary to me that's like honorary pallbearer. Shit, you ain't carrying nobody. You ain't getting no recognition. And who really wants recognition for being a pallbearer anyway? But you get my point, right? You get the gist of my motherfucking story. I don't think she deserves honorary. I think, bitch, if you're going to put me up for it, give it to me. I put my work in. And Angela Bassett has definitely put her work in. She's gotten other awards, many awards. I don't know the motherfuckers, so don't ask me. That's factual. It's a fact. I don't know all of them, so I won't speak on it, but I know she's won multiple awards. What was I going to say? So anyway, yeah, that's that on there. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Next thing is, I'm talking about Lil Scrappy again, but I'm more so gearing towards Mama D. Now, as you all know, last I spoke, Bambi and Lil Scrappy was headed up for divorce. She filed, apparently, it happened last week, so that was the quickest motherfucking divorce I ever seen in my life. Now, I know the show gets aired sometime ahead of time, and usually never in real time, for the most part with these reality shows. For most of them that I know of. Right, so I know that could have started that process and talked about it then, and it's just now coming to fruition and being finalized. I don't know, so that's factual. I don't know that part either. But my opinion on it is, I never said. Somebody said in the comment section, well, Bambi was never no angel. She sure wasn't, and I agree with you, cousin. I said the same thing. She was never no angel when she walked in. She knew that Scrappy was dating that other gal in the first place and was fucking around with her. And yet she still interjected herself. And that's what I sit there and say. Why you fucking with a nigga man, with a bitch man, or a nigga man, or whatever? Why you fucking with somebody when you know they already got somebody? You declassing and devaluing the fuck out your own self with that bullshit. It's just trash. And that's why I sit there and say, I watch Love and Hip Hop if y'all want me to. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know. I think the new season finna start or some shit, I think. I don't know what Mama D was saying, but getting back to her motherfucking ass, speaking of Mama D, she on the motherfucking camera with them goddamn old-fashioned Bantu motherfucking knots in her head. Dissing Bambi, talking about Bambi is, you know, out there posing like a thought and taking pictures and all this different shit, showing the cootie cat and the puss and all that shit. And she gonna say, since she started off being kind of nice, and I wasn't gonna do the story, but then she talking about, since she want to talk about, she say, why she out there dogging Scrappy and this and that and the third, and she out there now after her divorce, and now she's out there posing like a fucking thought and showing her pussy and all this bullshit here. And since her mama not gonna tell you, I tell you to go sit your ass down somewhere, your nasty ass and all this different shit. Go over there and watch the post that Mama D put up, talking about the girl. And this is my thing. Mama D, I always say this. I don't like to talk to nobody else's mama disrespectful because I'm not gonna let nobody else talk to mine like that. But I tell mine that you need to stop that bullshit and get the fuck up off social media talking about the business that doesn't pay you. You need to shut the fuck up somewhere. I got cousins. Listen to me. I got cousins. Sometimes, real blood cousins. Sometimes they be in their chair and stuff and calling, telling me stuff, and I be like, listen, I don't want to hear none of that. I hear you, and I'm going to pray for them, whatever the fuck they got going on. But ain't none of my business. Don't call here dumping them kind of badass, fucked up spirits on me. That ain't none of my business. Fuck, it ain't none of your business. You done raise your kids. If they fucking and sucking and doing all this other shit and having babies now and getting married, it's none of your business. It's none of your business. If they want to be a freak 7 days a week, it's none of your fucking business. It ain't none of my business. That's why I don't want to hear about it. Parents need to stay out of the children's love life. Now, unless you promoting love and trying to make sure they're good and you equal on both sides, stay the fuck about the midnight Eve. PSA. Sweep around your own front door. That's for anybody. Mind your business. But Mama D need to mind her own motherfucking business. She wasn't in the bed grabbing asses fucking. You know, she wasn't over there paying none of the bills at the house. She wasn't half-ass rapping nowhere and all this other shit showing up here and there doing the thing for the thing. All she did was show up for the motherfucking camera for Love and Hip Hop to put her motherfucking advice on somebody else and talking about how she got the queen them and all this different shit. How did you get it? Because you ain't pimp out that many motherfucking whores back in your day to get that much money. You're living off your son. And as long as he got a son, as long as he got a mom in the world, he ain't got to ever worry about being defended. I got this. You need to go get you a man. Last I checked, he's with some crackhead. That ain't none of them like. You need to get yourself some business. You need to retire off that show, go somewhere and go tend to your grandchildren and cook, bacon and eggs and shit and make a blueberry pie or something. Go sit the fuck down, go make a rhubarb pie. Go learn how to do macrame or some shit. Go learn how to do some old bitch shit. Go on some cruises and stay up out them young folk business. That ain't got nothing to do with you. I mean, always got her motherfucking ass down to the thing on the camera. Yippity-yapping on them children's business. Scrappy dealt with that woman on his own terms. Him and that woman left one another on their own terms. And everybody sitting there saying, well, shit. Right after the divorce was finalized, Scrappy down there with Diamond. He back with his old lady. So at the end of the day, he ain't too much bothered by it. He ain't talking too much right about now. He don't give a fuck because he over there doing his own thing. As you should be. Instead of over there fucking with Bambi with her naked ass out there spread on the television. I mean, on the cars and shit, taking pictures. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You just make sure you stay and become regal. And part of your regalness is to shut your motherfucking mouth and mind your business. Say talk old lady conversations. Go over there and see what Candy Mama doing. Go over there and see what they doing over there. Go find some mothers to hang out with and go to aerobics class and water aquatics and shit like that and help each other drive yourself to doctor's appointments. Cause that ain't. Go have brunch or some shit with the girls, with the Golden Girls, and mind your fucking business. That's love and hip hop. You love and rhythm and blues. Mind your fucking business and go somewhere and sit down. It should be love and gospel for you at this time. You ought to be looking to the Lord, looking to the hills from whence your help be coming. Because I know your knees and shit aching your back and all that stuff there. You got other things to be worried about other than attending to these motherfucking children business. Shit. Anyway, that's enough on that because I'm 26 minutes in because I done spent enough time already. I said I'm going to be that long because my fucking videos, y'all, when I be behind putting my videos up because sometimes YouTube give me so much trouble trying to upload my videos. But I'm going to start a new tactic today and we'll see how that shit work for me. Anyway, next topic. Like I say, I like when y'all, get into the comments and ask me about different subjects in which I want me to speak on. Now, I know it's supposed to be an old story, but it's like it's about a week old or some shit like that. But I'm still going to speak on it because my cousin asked me to. You know who you are? I'm going to start calling y'all names out. I be trying to call names out because when I go on rants and shit, I don't want to say nobody's name because I don't want y'all to go crowd them in the fucking comment section and run them off. Maybe they'll give them a chance to redeem themselves and get it right with us over here. But I like when y'all give me different topics because one cousin gave me a topic and she was like, I want you to talk about yada, yada, yada. So Saucy Santa is what she wanted me to talk about, y'all, and the lawsuit and the shit he got going on. Now, I seen when the story broke, right? I didn't jump right on and start talking about it because I'm like, oh, it's going to all fade away, yada, yada, yada. Saucy going to get the money back. It's going to go away. Well, the shit kept hitting the fan. And I don't like shit like that when it hits the fan. So I was sitting there and I was scrolling through it and I saw an interview with the gentleman that actually formatted and created the whole event in which Saucy Santa was supposed to be performing. Now, this story relates to Saucy Santa supposed to be performing in Memphis, Tennessee, I think it is. Is it Memphis? Yeah, bitch, I write my shit down. Fuck what y'all talking about. Yeah, so in Memphis, he was supposed to be over there doing a performance, and word had got out that basically Saucy flew in the day of, which is very fucking stupid. Who the fuck does a performance and fly in the day of anyway? Bitch, you gotta have some time to correct some of your errors. You gotta put some road behind you, bitch, some miles. So that was a dumbass mistake from the get-go. Second thing was, he didn't show up to the event. And I'm guessing maybe he was gonna pull an Erykah Badu and maybe show up 2 hours later, some shit like that. But the venue had to shut down at a particular time. And he kept offering shit like, oh, well, let me perform at the after party or let me perform at another event or some shit like this, right? So they was like, no, we can't do that. We can't fuck around like that. You done fucked up the thing, so give us the $30,000 back. Now, mind you, they had to give him a car and all that different stuff, and he even admitted that his people was, apparently was smart enough to arrive a day ahead of him because he missed his fucking flight or something got fucked up with his travel plans. But his cousin and the friends or whatever, his crew, got them, was using a car service and riding around and all this different shit that had been paid for them as well. Riding around the city, checking out shit, picking up pizza, picking up burgers, and all this shit is what they were doing. You know, pretty much enjoying themselves before they really had to get down to work before Saucy Santana hit town. Well, the people say they want the money bite. And Saucy say, fuck that, y'all better book me for another event, bitch. I done spent the money. I done spun it, and I can't give it to y'all, bitch. I can't give it back. And so y'all better book me for something else, and I come in town and I fly down there, and I'll probably pay for that myself, I'm guessing, assuming paraphrasing, and I'll do the show. Now, they were still saying fuck no. So now they were going back and forth. So now it's been hit that there's a lawsuit pending from the city of Memphis against Saucy Santana for the $30,000. Now, this is because the money was given from the city for the event, is what I found out, right? So the city officials signed off on a check and gave it to the event coordinator or whatever who's putting on the event for the event they was putting on. The event they were putting on was, I guess, in honor of Pride Month for June. They were putting on for AIDS and HIV testing, and Saucy Santana wasn't even a part of the fucking plan when the city handed over the check. That's what I found out. Now that's factual. Go over and look at the motherfucking interview if you think I'm lying. And no, I'm not gonna drop it down in the motherfucking description box since I gotta be so factual. Go look for it. And then again, I just might find that motherfucking drop it down there just to prove my point. But anyway, Saucy was not a part of the plan. The city officials filed a lawsuit against Saucy because apparently the money was given for things like testing supplies, security, and mobile units and stuff like that. It was for supply for the event. It was never for any type of entertainment purposes whatsoever, is what the city officials said when they spoke on the news over there in Memphis. The coordinator didn't admit that, but at some point he kind of led to it. But it seems like he might be losing his motherfucking job because he misappropriated some funds. Hopefully they don't bring no charges against him. Because again, the $30,000 was meant for testing supply and security and to organize the event. It was never supposed to be for any form of entertainment at all. But the event planner said he thought that having Saucy Santana there would draw a bigger crowd of people, which is kind of a smart move, which you should have put that in your proposal to the city when you wrote the grant asking for the money, is what I thought to myself. And it would have worked out maybe a little bit better. Maybe they would have even given you a little bit more to hire entertainment for Saucy Santana. And maybe he put that in his proposal and they told him, fuck no, he went and did it anyway. But I do understand the logic of if we have, androgynous gay entertainer here at the event, that'll draw more people that want to come out and not only want to attend the event, but be tested and all this different stuff here. And I think he said part of his plan was to something about $25 concert basically for Santana, to see Santana, and that would include now the testing and all this different stuff. So he was ripping the shit off like several different ways, right? And that's where it comes into play for me. Is like, okay, well, you put the event on, you spent all of the money basically to hire entertainment, and you planned on getting some of the money back, or maybe obtaining some money for his foundation to put into that to continue doing the same thing, because he had some kind of foundation is what he had for LGBTQ people in Memphis. So I'm thinking his plan was basically, to go ahead, hire Santana, and get some revenue off of Santana being there as a concert, and within that concert having people to be tested while Santana was either performing, or have everybody be tested first, and then if you were tested, maybe some shit like that, maybe then several hours later, Santana would go on the stage. But it didn't work out that way at all. So that is the reason why Memphis has filed a lawsuit against Saucy Santana. They want the money back. They don't even want to show. They like, fuck the show. We don't give a fuck about all that shit. We did this shit for testing purposes, for HIV and AIDS testing. We did not do this for you to be hired in the first place. So if you don't want to just give the money back, which we've been asking for the money back, and he won't return it. So they filed a lawsuit against him. How that's going to turn out, I don't know. Because I'm gonna try to see if I can stay on this story and find out and follow it and see what the fuck's going on with Saucy Santa and Memphis, Tennessee lawsuit. But Saucy, you need to just go and get that motherfucking money back, and maybe they'll call all this shit out, because now he's looking at, they possibly want now the money back and the legal fees they've used and spent to obtain lawyers for the lawsuit. So you're making it worse than what it is. So just go ahead and negotiate with them people and get that money back. Go and do a couple of shows or something, find you some extra money and give it back. Sell some piece of jewelry or something, bitch, and get that money back. You do not need this kind of publicity on your back. Next story, I'm 35 minutes in, y'all. Next story is basically, so Jaden Smith has come out and stated that he was invited to a medical conference, and within that conference, he mentioned that Jaden Smith, his mother, was the one to introduce psychedelics to the entire family years ago when they were children, or teenagers at least, maybe, I don't know, but at least underage. She introduced the entire family to it, psychedelic mushrooms and shit like that for depression and all that stuff there. And when I saw the story break, I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure like many of y'all is like, God damn it, got it. Now that's it. Listen, mystery solved. Scooby and Shaq can go take their motherfucking ass and lay down somewhere. Now we see why the family is so fucking awkward and so goddamn weird and shit. You know, my thing is, fashion is everything. But they do some weird ass, crazy ass, nonsense ass bullshit sometimes, the Smith family. And it's just my opinion that maybe they shouldn't do a couple of interviews for a while. Maybe nobody in the family should do any. Maybe everybody should just go away, run their business, you know, spend time as a family, take some vacations, travel the world and shit like that, and just kumbaya and sumbayah and red table talk all over the fucking world. And, you know, go out there and be with the monks and shut the fuck up for a while, because it seems like every time they open their dick suckers and say something on that side of the family, or within that family, whatever they say just causes a wave of chaos. Because if you look at any of the fucking social media right now, the shit been popping off like fucking fireworks. Ever since this boy came out with this statement and say his mama put him on drugs, shrooms and shit back then to cope with depression, people have been looking at Jaden Smith like side-eyed like a motherfucker, like, oh, so that's the key to all the fuckery in the household. So that's why you was found doing all this fuck shit with them young little boys you was fucking around with on the outside. Maybe that's even the reason why Will Smith was out there fucking them men's in the butt and getting fucked in the butt when he said that wasn't his preference. Who knows? Maybe it was the Illuminati. I'm just allegedly. Maybe it was the Illuminati. Maybe allegedly that is what caused him to go out there and get butt fucked and fuck some butt, you know, of men's, because he was under some psychedelics, you know, some shrooms. Maybe he didn't know how to tame his dosages, because the shit is not approved in the United States anyway. So anybody getting a hold to the shit apparently is illegal. But of course, she's saying now, she came out with a statement to it's best to do it up under the guidance of a professional and all this. Well, who the fuck can you do it under? Because nobody's supposed to be governed to be chewing on it or sniffing it, smoking it, eating it either. So how you gonna do that? But this blows the lid off the case as to why everybody in their household is so fucking weird. Now listen, I'm here for a weird motherfucker. Let me tell you. Especially when it's giving fashion. Because Jay be walking around with pocketbooks made like little houses and shit. Ain't be giving me life. I'm not gonna lie. Because I mean, just be in your imagination. I mean, you know the odds of some shit like that, or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or anything reverse effect. You know, a bitch able to say, ooh, I love that Mercedes or whatever. I would love to have a purse like that and walk around with it. Bitches is into that kind of shit. You know, I'm saying gay, androgynous, straight, heterosexual, whatever the fuck you want to call it. People is into that kind of shit when it comes to fashion. And they out there wearing curtains and sheets and shit they done sewn together. The way they've been acting, I'm not gonna lie. The way those Smith kids have been acting when they came out, you would swear they was raised by Kanye and Kanye alone. Now, don't get me wrong, I ain't mean to throw no shots at my boy Kanye. He been acting weird, but he got some true shit going on with him. But they seem weird as fuck. Now, Willow, She came out weird as fuck, but I don't know what the fuck Willow's doing nowadays. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if y'all know what any of them doing. Cause I know Jaden got this food truck, feeding the homeless folk and all that shit. Pretty soon he'll go broke. If you don't start getting some kind of revenue off this shit, maybe he got some kind of grant money to go along with it. I don't know. But yeah, y'all need to just peace be still in the Smith household. Cause the boy could have just left the shit alone by saying, you know, he was fucking with shrooms and that's what helped him with his depression. I discovered, you know, shrooms at yada 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 age, or he could have even embellished about the age he discovered it at and say, you know, recently I did discover shrooms and that has helped me with my depression. I'm doing it under a professional physician or psychiatrist or whatever, and that is what's helping me cope with my depression. Now, before I go, I have to make this point. I'm 40 minutes in now, so fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and let loose. I'm not going to say that depression doesn't happen to everybody, because I'm telling you, I suffer with it. So I know people that suffer with depression. It is not a pretty thing. But for them to say they were being depressed at such a young age and being depressed, they have all this money. They have not a worry in the world. Some of us sitting around trying to figure out how to pay light bill, water bill, how y'all gonna pay rent and stuff like that. We got people that's sitting out here doing that kind of shit right now, trying to put the math together because the math ain't mathing. A bitch out there busting their balls, you know what I'm saying, 9, 7, 8, 10 days a week, and the shit just ain't adding up. And it seems like it's just never enough. So for those people, sometimes I do understand it, but that doesn't mitigate that those that have money doesn't suffer from depression. But it just seems like to me, if you ain't got to worry about a motherfucking thing, but where you gonna take your next trip to, you have your friends, you live in, because a lot of us figure, you know, for me shit, I can tell you right now, 100,000 or 500,000, a million, all that shit would take a lot of pressure off my plate. Yes, I may have to deal with some family issues that are still there that money cannot fix. I may have to deal with some, and I'm not saying me personally, but I'm saying people. You know, you may have to deal with some love issues that money cannot fix. You may have to deal with some health issues sometimes that money cannot fix, and sometimes money can fix that. Hell, sometimes it keeps you in better health. You see how some of these ones with money live to be, look at Queen Elizabeth. Shit, she was 1,000 years old. She ain't never lifted a fucking finger. She probably ain't had to sip on or pour her own tea up to her mouth to sip it. But sometimes she did that on camera and shit. We saw her out there on the picture. But listen, it's certain things that money cannot fix or buy. But when you've been down in so long and you're working your ass off and trying to make ends meet, and you know all this other shit can be a little bit lighter for you to deal with if you can just pay these motherfucking bills on time and keep these people off your back and shit, put some shit on auto pay, because you know at the end of the day, it's in there. It is motherfucking there. So I can't understand too much for them why they got so much motherfucking depression going on in their household, other than, you know, social media and the backlash they get from that. And that is only because of the shit they put the fuck out there and let us see and know. They put too much out there. They talk too fucking much. Why don't y'all be like Jay-Z and Beyonce and just go up in the house and hide up in the hills and the mountain and only come out of there when you got the pre-form and do stuff and show up somewhere and see the people and take pictures and walk the carpet and shit, and maybe whatever little weird comment you made then, you know, people say, what the fuck was that? What you said? Oh, well, oh, look at this bitch dress. Yeah, they done forgot that shit by the time 3 or 4 people done passed down the carpet. Now I might have 1 or 2 motherfuckers put you on blast, but everybody else don't really give a fuck. And you still can maintain some kind of privacy and not have to deal with the backlash, because they eating their motherfucking ass up right now down to the social media. I'm over here talking about their ass. This shit is, you know, learn how my people. I know people say, don't air your dirty laundry, you know. So what you talk about in the house, you stay in the house and all that different stuff. That's right to a certain degree. And that was what I say to that is true to a degree. And when I say that is, if you're in a home and you have the means to say, well, shit, I feel a little ways up in here. I feel stuffy. I feel like I'm getting depressed. Something ain't right about me. Seek out some professional help. You have the means to do it. But y'all got to go eat shrooms and shit. Just smoke a little weed, bitch. You got to eat no shrooms. It seems like to me, if you're already losing your fucking mind and you go eating shrooms, going into different realms and worlds and shit, and seeing purple dots and colors and white rabbits and shit, and purple bunnies and blue reindeer, something wrong. Don't eat that shit. I don't know what shrooms do. I've never even tried no shit like that because I heard people say they tried it. They lived to tell it another day, but I know me and my anxiety eating some shit like that will probably have me up in a chicken coop, butt naked up in there trying to make fucking soup. I don't know. I don't know. Try it in a controlled environment. Bitch, who gonna control it? Everybody in this bitch eating shrooms. So like everybody in the house, like I said, that's probably what happened. Because on the heels of what I was finna say with Will Smith, he probably was eating his shrooms and probably not managing his doses and all that shit there. And out there doing some weird shit because Tisha Campbell, again, they said came out and spoke about how she was how Will was fucking with her husband. What was his name? Martin something. Martin Campbell, I think. I think that was his name. Drop down in the comments and remind me. But I remember his face, but I can't remember his name. He was on a couple of things. He wasn't very, very, very big. But he was like a B-list celebrity. He still, he has a good career. I'll say that he has a great career. But there was so many videos back in the days when shit started coming out, like Facebook and all this other stuff. And had pictures of those two always together in a hotel on a balcony by the ocean and shit. And it was half naked and rubbing up and looking like this up under each other like they was together. And it just looked so unright at the time, you know, for two married men that was two just saying it was best friends hanging out. We come to find out, basically, they were fucking. And Tisha the one put it out there. Tisha Campbell from Martin, that was her husband. And Tisha was basically kind of saying that Will took her husband. I don't know, Will, that big old booty Will had over there in Hollywood must have been good. Hey! Baby, they must have been jumping them down them old bunk cakes. Listen, if that took her main bitch, shit, I know you lying. Get the fucking gun. Bitch, I was screaming when I read them headlines and I watched that little snippet of him was talking and shit. But yeah, Jada, listen, it don't look good for you, boo. Jada has been getting the fire for the family for a minute. I guess Will took some heat about that alleged slap with Chris Rock last year, you know, smacking the fuck out of him. And I never did no video, I don't believe, but I wouldn't have took that. Chris should have beat the fuck out of the back of the head with that microphone. We both would have got banned from the motherfucking show then. Matter of fact, I'd have had a lawyer up in the shit and I was defending my motherfucking self. Busting your shit and be a ringing this motherfucker over the motherfucking PA system, bitch. That'd have been the first thing he'd have felt in back of that motherfucking high top. But Jada has been dealing with fucking August Alsina. I guess she was eating on screws then. When she was fucking on August down there, fucking up in the basement and shit down there like that, pop locking and dropping down on August Alsina's meat. Fucking that young boy, making her children look bad and her husband look stupid. That's why we'll be crying and shit. She making him look bad. Listen, we'll leave her motherfucking ass. Go back over there to Martin. If she ain't treating you right, go back over there to Martin. Because listen, apparently, you was getting hump dumped and bump rump over there. You was getting done right over there with Martin. Apparently, if y'all ain't still together, I don't know the fuck y'all be doing with it because they say y'all had an open relationship. That's why I say there's so much shit that been going on with them in the headlines. And let me tell you, I used to love them both. Still kind of, but they're getting on my fucking nerve. Go sit the fuck down and shut up. Y'all and the children. Just don't say nothing for a while. You know, adopt the monk theory. Y'all all have, go sit down and shut the fuck up. Because y'all been making y'all whole family look bad. People don't even respect y'all no more at this point. But yeah, that's the whole thing about it. Y'all know in black households, people don't even, you know, your grandma. My grandma used to always sit there eating my great grandma and them before I even know what weed was really about. I used to always talking about, you know, barbecues, Mother's Day and all that different stuff. You know, you had the ones around the bike in the shed, behind the shed back there that had their little crew. And see, my grandfather was a pastor. And see, when Papa showed up, everybody go to hide in the beer and shit. But before he get there, everybody lighting up their weed and shit back there behind the shed because the aunties and all that in the front, so they don't fuck with that kind of shit because they call it dope. Everything that ain't a cigarette is dope. Weed is dope. Y'all know crack and all that shit now. That's dope. But weed ain't no motherfucking dope. But they'll be around the other side, you know, hanging out in the backyard and shit, watching your barbecue and watching the kids run around and all that shit there. And doing the makeshift Easter egg hunt and all that shit there. While all the rest of them around the bike smoking weed. Now, I noticed what the fuck the smell like, because I done been around that back there a couple of times. They done run me off, because I was the youngest boy in the whole generation. But they run me off a lot of the time. But they started introducing me to drinking and shit, but they never really introduced me to weed. So, but my grandfather would get, he go on the same rant. He'd tell me, you smell like that dope, still drinking that liquor, hey boy. Like, god damn, like he got a nose like a hawk, like a old basset hound. He smelled that shit right up on their motherfucking ass. They couldn't get away with shit. But all old people swear to God, that's dope. Now, psychedelics, I don't know what the fuck to call that. Y'all need to smoke y'all some weed and go sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up somewhere and leave that my red table talk is coming back. I think the best thing that ever happened to y'all was them canceling red table talk. Y'all need to let red table talk go, because if y'all bring that shit back, I'm gonna be on y'all ass. I'm gonna be watching like a one-eyed dog in a meatpacking factory, bitch. I'm gonna be on your ass, because I don't like it. I hated red table talk anyway, because all y'all did was get on there and out family secrets and shit, bitch. Y'all could have did that shit at family therapy. Spend more time over there fucking with that kind of shit instead of the bullshit you're playing with. Anyway, that's all I got for today's show, y'all. Let me get the fuck out of here. I need to go pay this motherfucking rent and do some other shit and run some errands and shit. Now I got to go a couple of appointments. But anyway, make sure to share the video. If this is your first video, please subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button so that when I do upload these videos, or when I do decide to go live, you're one of the first ones to catch it and jump on that with me in that bitch. And make sure you're the first one to give a comment down in the bottom below and let me know how you like the videos and what you thought about it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That's the like button. That helps your boy out a lot. Make sure to share these videos with somebody you know. Share them with somebody you don't know. Share with a motherfucker you like. Share with a motherfucker you don't give no shit about. Because 9 times out of 10, that might be the glue that bring y'all motherfucking ass together in the first place. Always keep your positive vibrations up. Keep your positive lights up. Y'all gotta stay positive, because it's a very tumultuous time we living in. Shit ain't going right, and we gotta pay attention. I was sitting listening to the radio and watching part of the news. I don't really watch the news too much no more. That shit give me anxiety and get me nervous. But their affirmative action that the Supreme Court has stricken down. They struck down the whole entire deal. I may do a video about that. I'm gonna gather some more information, because I'm not very literate on all of that stuff and these political views and all this stuff, but I want to get into it and understand some of it. But anyway, let me get out of here. Love you guys so much. Love yourselves very much always, and first and foremost, and only love on those in return who are willing to love on you in the same in return, because anybody got time for no motherfucking land yap. We got to let that go. You can't give me love, beat it. All right, love y'all so much. Until the next video, holla.